And that's all I'm going to say about that. First thing on our agenda, we've got dates and times. Nin, give me the next slide, please. We are leaving here March 1st. Like I said, 11 days, 19 hours, 32 minutes, and probably like 10 seconds at this point. We will be leaving here no later than 8 a.m. You can drop off your teens no earlier than like 7:15. If I get your kid at 6:30, I'm putting them in the parking lot. Okay? Just kidding, I won't do that. I love all of your kids. However, we have a lot of stuff as chaperones that we have to get ready that morning. And if we're trying to do that and we've got 15 kids hanging out with us, it's not going to work. We will be having breakfast that morning. We are getting some donuts. So don't worry about feeding your kids. We will take care of them. As of 8 a.m. Friday morning, they are our responsibility. We will feed them. We will make sure that they take a bath. And we will make sure that they always have their shoes and socks on. London says absolutely. We will be coming back Sunday evening, so no need to worry about missing school on Monday. They will not be at school on Friday. If you intend for your kid to go to school on Friday, then you do not intend for them to come to Winterfest on Friday, because that ain't happening. It's like a long drive, and I can't do it. So that, I will keep posting the countdown, dates and times. Be aware, no later than 8 a.m., we are pulling out of this parking lot at like 8:05. Tanner's going to pass around a packing list. We did this last year. I refuse to let anyone have, yes, bring that up, please. I absolutely refuse to let anyone have smelly pits or stinky breath. Or feet, heaven forbid. Listen, we have all of our boys sharing like one space this year. I'm so glad that it has a door on it because they are stinky, very stinky. Listen, our girls are too, let's be honest. They just want to shower more often. I am packing the essentials as well. If anyone forgets their toothbrush, I think I'm packing like 6 extra toothbrushes. I'm packing extra deodorant, mouthwash, toothpaste, all that stuff. If something is forgotten, I will make sure that your child is taken care of, even if we have to send Becca to the grocery store. I will not let anyone go with stinky breath. With packing being said, this is like the biggest size bag that one single child is allowed. Okay? Last year, we had one who is not here right now, so I'll pick at her. Naomi brought 7 bags. 7. For one person, and she's a small person. She brought 7 bags. We are packing everything in Becca's SUV. We have 2 vans, but if you've been in a 12 or 15 passenger van, they do not have packing space. So everything is going in the SUV. If you are sharing a bag, if Jet and Ike want to share a bag, a bigger bag will be appropriate. But, what? Hold the bag up. This is the bag. It's a very pretty bag. I got it on Amazon. Links in my bio. But for Kara, who is a one person, this bag should suffice. I think I'm going to try to pack mine and Luke's stuff both in this bag.
Yeah, for reference, this should be able to pretty easily hold everything for both of us.
Yeah.
We do have the packing list going around
Yes.
of like essentials. It's really not that much. I know some of the teens get overly ambitious with, like we talked about, some of them bringing. I mean, in reality, we're going down Friday. We'll be there Saturday. We're coming back Sunday. It's really not. We don't need to pack so much for. It's a pretty short time that we're actually going to.
You do not
be
need
there.
6 outfits. I promise.
We do not need 6 outfits.
You can leave your prom dress at home.
Yeah.
I assure you, you will not need it. With this, a bag policy, go ahead and switch to the next page, Tren. Last year, they were not very strict on this. I have heard that other Winterfests that they have different regional ones. They have tried to be more strict on this policy.
This is for going actually into the conference.
Yes, this is going into the conference. You don't have to pack your luggage in a clear bag. That seems like an invasion of privacy, and I'm not all about that. However, if you want to bring a purse or a bag into Winterfest, one of these options would be great. I know London and I are going to be carrying clear bags, as well as Amanda Langford will be carrying a clear bag. Anything that your teens will need, we will have on us, besides like their phone and wallet. We'll keep everything that anyone would need. Purses aren't really necessary, unless they're like dead set I have to carry my purse. But if anything has to get sent back to the car, I'm not gonna want to walk that far. It's a really long walk, and I'm not one to walk that far. So, just kept that really quiet. Again, if they need to carry something, cool, but keep it to this list. Then, yes. I'm going to be honest, I'm reading it from that screen back there. I couldn't tell you. I will post this PowerPoint on our Amped page so that everybody can see it up close and personal. That should be perfect, honestly. I can hardly read that TV back there to tell you. That graphic honestly looked invisible to me. I couldn't. It was there, but not really. We are going to do a quick chaperone introduction, real quick, real fast. Just a few minutes from each of us to just tell you who we are. Before that happens, Tanner, stand up. This is Tanner. Yeah, there we go. Hi, Tanner. Tanner and I are both CPR and first aid certified. Should anything happen, we will bandage your child up and then take them to where they actually need to go to get bandaged up by the right people. But we're good for that part. And we are all, I think all 6 of us are background checked to work with the children's ministry here and like the schools in the area. I promise you all of our background checks came back clean. Promise.
I have good lawyers.
Good lawyers, a lot of money, they came back
For
clean.
legal reasons, I'm recording that's a joke.
But just, your kids are going to go with people who have been vetted, and people that I trust and that Pastor Aaron and Amanda trust. Otherwise, they would not be going. I'm going to go ahead and let Luke take it away for just a few brief moments.
Yeah, so a little bit about the chaperone introduction. This was kind of our collaborative idea to do because it's so often taken for granted, especially from, like, I'll just speak for myself, that everybody knows everybody. I've been part of this church for so long, but that's not the case. We've got a lot of new faces, a lot of new people going. And I've always said, and this goes true not just for Winterfest, this goes true for at all times. I think as parents sending their kids down to have lessons and be taught, you are 100% entitled to know who is teaching them and what they're being taught, and we're an open book as far as that stuff goes. But we did want to take a minute to just introduce ourselves and talk a little bit about our relationship to the church and kind of where we've all came from. But I am 100% open to just the transparency and like you're trusting your kid, even if it's just for 45 minutes on a Sunday morning. I think you're entitled to know what's being taught down there and what is going on in class and who they're interacting with and who's going down with, and especially on a trip across state lines. But to start that, I'm going to start for myself. I'm Pastor Luke, in case that hasn't been made clear. Been Amped pastor with my wife Kaylee for about 2 years. We've been teaching the teens for about 3. But my roots in this church go a lot deeper than that. I've been with Amanda, I've been with New Life since it was founded as New Life Community Church. But with Amanda and Aaron, I've been playing music with them and involved in their church for about 15 years at this point.
That's longer than some of you have been alive.
And as far as how it all came about and to be, I've always thought, even since I was younger, that I could pastor and do that, but I never said I really wanted to or never thought I would, even though pastoring very much runs in my family. My uncle on my dad's side is a pastor. My grandpa was a pastor. He was actually my pastor for 17 years. But in the past couple years of teaching and just seeing, it kind of started as we were just asked if there needed to be help teaching the teens. Would you be interested in it? And that's how it all started. And I do have a passion and a heart for this because I grew up, I didn't get my first like youth group till I was 17, almost 18, right when I was about to age out of it. And it was actually at Amanda and Aaron's church with AMP, the original one that Becca was the youth pastor of. I'm a OG founding member of AMP, and I have the blue t-shirt somewhere to prove it. That I've been there since the beginning of it, along with London and Tanner. And Kaylee pretty much joined shortly after it started. So, most importantly to me, as far as what I value so greatly in the opportunity to sow into these kids is to give them something that I didn't have. Something that, if I'm in all honesty, I desperately needed as a teenager. And it all worked out. It's all hindsight. You can all call it good and a blessing. But if you were to try to go back in time and tell 16-year-old me that this is where I would be now, I would have gotten very angry. And you would have gotten worse. And I didn't even have a rough upbringing. It's just, I still relate so much. And remember, it's not that long ago for me. At least I keep telling myself that as 30 is approaching. It wasn't that long ago that I remember what it was like to be a teenager. I remember what it was like to be raised in church my whole life. And to just the struggles that come along with it. But I never really had that group in church and so I kind of want to be to them what I never had, really. Until I was, like I said, older and about to graduate. And it's different as you go. Because I always felt that like every year was different. 13 was so different than 14, which was so different than 15, which is so different than 16. And being along with them every step of this way as they age and go through is so important to me. I know Aaron's talked a lot about people who've been here, about deconstruction and all of this stuff. And my goal with a lot of this is, and I've seen it with the teens, that there's not a lot to deconstruct with them because they don't have a lot of the same things ingrained in them that we had. But it's important that what I've learned from that is to not make the same mistakes. That I'm sure I'm making mistakes, but they're new mistakes and different ones that we've done. So I know one thing I did want to bring up, this is a little bit more than just an introduction to me as a chaperone, but while I'm thinking about it, one question we had talked about, like why Winterfest, even though it's Church of God and we're not affiliated with that. And I think that's a valid question if you've thought about it, why. But I do believe, after going there last year and sitting through it and being part of it and reading over their lesson plans that they send out and kind of getting a grasp of it, nothing's going to be a perfect fit and a perfect conference, but combination with like the age range that it targets, the distance away it is, the time frame of the year that it is, it lines up really well with everything. And it is a great experience for them to go down to. We talked about last year back at the cabin when they kind of pushed the Church of God thing pretty hard. We talk about it and acknowledge it. But I think as far as it's not that we're trying to in any way push an organization. It's just for a conference that lines up well, it's a good fit. Like I said, as far as nothing's going to be perfect in this stuff, but as far as an opportunity for them to go down there, bond as a group, and be involved with other teens their age at a conference center. I think they're probably sold out at this point. I think they had like 40 tickets
As of
left.
Friday, they had 42 tickets
left. I think
left.
the conference center seats like close to 10,000.
About 10,000.
About 10,000 people. So as far as the size and everything and the scale that they do it, it is an awesome experience. And finally, the most important thing about this ministry in AMPed is that God has placed me with the most amazing team I could ask for. And I really couldn't do it without them. First and foremost, my wife. She's incredible. But I wanted to give them each an opportunity to just introduce themselves as part of the team that's going down there, because it is so important. I think that, like I said, you know who they're going to be spending time with, and that who we've chosen to be our chaperones down there. It wasn't just a random lottery. We did pick people specifically.
Very specifically.
And one last thing, as far as their first aid certified, I do drive a van for a living, so I am and I haul very precious cargo on that van, and so it is. I am used to, driving something that comes. I drive a lot. I think for work. So, and I will be one of the ones driving down there. So
I don't drive much, but my truck's the size of a school bus.
So we can all take comfort with that. But now we're. There we go. She was very quick to step in.
That was quick. I booty bumped him out the way. He said a lot of the stuff that I was going to say because a lot of our things line up, especially with Amped. However, I'm Kaylee. Hey, how's it going? I've been at New Life for 10 years. Makes me feel really old. I've served in different ministries. Praise team for 5, GU for 7, other miscellaneous things, outreach throughout the years. Again, he covered most of what I was going to. I think he copied my notes, which is not cool, but whatever. I'll let it slide.
What? Can I copy your homework? I was changing.
Yeah, that's what happened. Anywho, last year was our first year going to Winterfest. We had an absolute blast. It was life-changing. We had at least one teen tell me personally that it changed their lives. If it changes one life, it's important. It's all that matters. Everybody else can have a great time. It'd be super fun. But if it changes one life, that's what we're there for. With all of this, again, my introduction's the same as his. If anyone ever needs Kaylee for anything, or your teen just needs to talk, my phone lines are always open. Unless it's like after midnight, I won't answer. But that's like part of my job, is to be here to support you and your teens through whatever. And same with Luke. We'll go buy your kid Frisch's and have dinner and talk about it. Not you, Jet. Anyone but Jet. I'll buy him Frisch's. He'll bankrupt me. But that's, at a buffet, he'll bankrupt me. That's part of our job, and I want you all to know we're always here. Even if it's in the middle of the night, we'll get back to you in the morning. Your kids are probably the second most important thing in my life. So if anything is going on that they want to talk to someone about, I am all ears all the time. Yay! Tanner. Before I get too Paula on you guys and start crying.
For those who don't know, my name's Tanner. I'm London's husband, and I've been a part of New Life for a little over 10 years now. And this won't be the first event that we've helped chaperone. We were on the trip last year for Winterfest, and we also helped out with the lock-in in December. And like they said, we just want to help ensure safety, everyone has a good time, a good spiritual experience. And like Kaylee said, I am CPR certified in case anything were to happen.
He's also the size of a refrigerator.
Yeah. So I'll be the group's bodyguard. So.
I did not realize I had to do this today until about 5 minutes ago. I wasn't listening, apparently. I am London. I've been with New Life way before it was even New Life. In the cornfield is where we started, before Jet was even born. I am background checked through the church, but I mean, I don't really know what to say.
That's good.
Perfect.
I just want you guys to know who we've got handling your children.
I am New Life's 2023 Trunk or Treat champion, but not that I remember or anything, but I mean, that's pretty high on my resume, so.
That's up there. That is really up there. London is also our videographer for Amped. We hired her with a base pay of $0.00 and a cap pay of also $0.00. When we came home from Winterfest last year, I don't think she and I exchanged a single word on the car ride. She had her phone and her laptop, and she's just on her laptop. She, in a 5.5, 6 hour drive, completely edited, added music, whatever she needed to do to our video so that we could share it when we got here that night. So, She doesn't give herself enough credit. Next up we have Becca, who is on the bottom of my person list right now because she's in Disney in the warm without me. But she gave me a little blurb about herself. I'm assuming everyone knows Becca because Becca is everywhere doing everything all the time. She was our youth pastor a couple years back, so she has, they don't need to know. She has the experience with teenagers. She also has experience with the four of us, and she is, at this point, one of my best friends. Don't tell her I said that. She'd cry. She was our cabin mom last year, so she is making sure everyone has food, they are fed, they are watered, everything is packed. She's the one who, when we leave on Sunday morning, she's going to go through the house and make sure that your kids didn't leave their phone chargers and their left shoes or wallets. His was luckily in the van. But that is what Becca's job is. Here at the church, she is involved in a lot. She is on praise team. Any of the things you see on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the church does have a TikTok. You should all follow us. Aaron's working on something really cool, I think. He doesn't know this yet. He also doesn't know I'm talking about him. Anything you see on there, that is something that Becca has very likely either built all by herself or at least had her hands in to do so. She also does all of the church's secretarial duties. So if you need to, hey, can I host my kid's birthday party at the church? She's the one you would go to because she's got the calendar and takes care of all of that. She did leave me with a quote from her. She says, "I love being a cabin mom. Being able to serve the kids and leaders, making sure that they're comfortable and have what they need is very important to me. Being a fly on the wall when they come home from the conference, hearing them talk about God and what they felt or experienced is worth all the meal prep, pancake flipping, which there's a lot of, and hard work that it takes to help them make sure that everything runs smoothly. They're a great group of kids, and I'm honored to help take care of them." I mean, Becca's great. Let's just be honest. We couldn't have done it last year without Becca. There were some times that it's even though we're old people, I felt like I needed a grown-up. And so Becca was the grown-up telling me, yes, they did eat this morning. I did make sure that I made enough pancakes for them. Because they will. And some of them were like, I didn't eat. No, you had 6 pancakes. So that's what Becca's there for. She's great. I wish she was here to tell you how great she is herself. Although I don't know if she would. Amanda. Also, all of our chaperones are really fun. We're fun people.
That is important. All right, I'm Amanda Langford. For those of you who don't know me, I think most of you guys do. Okay, so I also hate public speaking, so I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. I've been in church my whole life. My dad pastored till I was 15. I've been a part of New Life for 10 years, and I've done children's ministry since I started with New Life. I've been in kids ministry probably about 12 years total. Me and my husband Justin team with Paula downstairs. We teach our Transform group, which is ages 9 to 12. And I hear that they love me a little bit. So I'm actually really familiar with most of our teenagers because they went through my class. I helped raise a lot of them from the time they were 4 or 5 years old until now, and Kaylee and Luke get them. But I am really excited that I get to take part in this trip. The thing that I'm mostly excited for is to get to know some of the teens that I don't already know. But I'm really looking forward to just experiencing worship with them and seeing what God has in store for us that weekend. So,
Again, we're very fun people. That was just, I want you guys to feel comfortable with who we're taking down with your kids. If you have any questions about any of us, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm sure we would answer almost anything. Moving on, as I have already said, because of our bag sizing here, we are incredibly crunched for space when we are packing. Last year, we asked for food donations, snacks, drinks. This year, we do not have the space to do that. We're buying all of our groceries, snacks, drinks, garbage bags, all of that stuff in Tennessee. If you feel so inclined to do so, we are accepting cash donations for groceries specifically, or Kroger gift cards. The only thing that we could use an actual donation for, a half gallon of milk and a half gallon of OJ for the morning that we leave. Since we will not yet be in Tennessee to buy groceries, we will not yet have those. If no one volunteers to get those, I will make sure that, sweet, there we go. Honestly, just one of each. I don't know if anyone's gonna have all of that. If they puke in the car because you told them they could drink a half gallon of milk, Candace, I'm telling you now, I will call you and you will be taking care of them. You have teenage boys. Just bring what you think. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. We are getting donuts. They will be, I think, dropped off that morning for us. Mandy and Tim are helping us out with some donuts. So we will have plenty of donuts. If your child does not like donuts, feed them. I think all we're going to have is donuts. We've got snackies downstairs. They could have a little granola bar. But that's about it. I'm not getting, no one's getting a McGriddle, even though Justin said McGriddle earlier. No, I want one. If you are wanting to donate any cash or gift card, get with me or Becca. Honestly, get with me because she's on vacation. I don't want to bother her. And let me know what your plans are. We would need those by next Sunday since we are leaving that Friday. But yeah. Next slide, please. This is our cabin. It's a video. It's going to go really fast. I just want you guys to see what the inside of our cabin looks like and where your kids are going to be staying. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is an 8-bedroom, 7-bath cabin. I think it sleeps 26. We have the boys on one floor, the girls on another floor, and then there is a middle floor separating them.
Yep.
So boys are going to be upstairs, girls are going to be downstairs, and there is going to be a middle floor separating.
That's where we'll be.
And we will be on the middle floor, so no one has to cross over each floor to come find us. The cabin's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm real proud of that we have a church awesome enough to be able to fundraise, to be able to, instead of sleeping them in like we were staying at a Motel 6.
Yeah, no.
I'm very proud of this.
It does have a full game room, pool, air hockey, 4 arcade games. It has a full theater with theater seats, which I think is pretty cool. Even though they're not comfortable, they're aesthetically pleasing. It also has that. That is our indoor in-ground pool. And outside of that garage door that it's got there sits the hot tub. We have certain rules for the hot tub that do not apply to the pool. Boys and girls will not be sharing the hot tub together at the same time. I just can't. They sit too close. It makes me nervous. While in the pool, they can sit further apart from each other. They will also always have a chaperone, basically being the lifeguard on duty around the pool, so that no shenanigery is able to take place. And by that, I do in fact mean Jet trying to drown Ike, or Carter trying to get on Ben's shoulders to play chicken. It's not gonna happen. It would make sense to be the opposite, but I can see Carter trying it. Give me the next slide, Ned. Winterfest merch. We're just gonna click through these real quick. The merch is really cool. it's awesome. Honestly, I think most people left last year with something.
This is what, when we had the that $50
Your deposit.
The deposit, most kids used it for some
Yes.
amount of merchandise. We like them to have. That's why we do the deposit.
That's why we do a $50 deposit. Nothing merch-wise is going to go over $50.
Yeah. So
I
we
think
get something.
Yeah, the hoodies are 40, t-shirts are 25. There's a windbreaker that is 50, which honestly I might come back home with that. Hats are 25. If you want your teen to have more money, feel free to send them with more money. It will be their responsibility. We will be holding the $50 for them. If your teen knows that they are not going to be responsible with an extra $100 bill, the chaperone can have it. Just let us know ahead of time that that's the situation you want, and we will make sure that their specific chaperone has their money. Last thing before we hit our last slide here. Last year, we had all of our parents write their kids a letter. We are going to do the same thing this year. I'm sorry, it's not a surprise to you children anymore. Just something encouraging, a prayer for them. You're excited for their future, this, that, and blah, blah, blah. I expect tear stains to be on all of these letters. Luke and I wrote letters to them last year. I cannot put myself through that again this year because I think I cried writing most of them. And now I'm thinking about them, and I'm going to cry again. But if you could get those to us by next Sunday, I think that's the 25th. I can't do math. I was trying to do the math to add the 7 to the 8, and I'm bad at math. If you guys could have those to us by then, that's awesome. If not, and you need to email them to me, please let me know by Sunday, and then I can print them off and pretend that I signed your name on their envelope. I'll write it with my left hand so it looks different. The very last thing I have is conduct. Our lock-in was a phenomenal success. I don't think there was any point of our lock-in. Ike's looking at me, he's making eye contact, he doesn't want to talk at him. I don't think there was any point at our lock-in where we were like, these kids are acting up. They're not listening. We're going to have to send them home. We're going to call their parents. Ike's making faces because he knows it didn't happen. And, at one point, those of you who know, I had Ike, Braden, Carter, and Ben all together, okay? They may have snuggled a little bit, but they were not doing anything dangerous or illegal. And that's what really matters. I think we can get through Winterfest the same way as we did. Our boys may snuggle a little bit. They may sleep on each other's shoulders in the car ride, but nothing illegal will happen, and no one will need to get a phone call home. However, if anything does happen, and it won't happen, right? Right? Kara? If anything does happen, as soon as we are able to, we will be contacting you as parents. And you will give us the rundown of how that situation should be handled. I'm not going to call you at 3 o'clock in the morning. I just won't. I wouldn't want to get called at 3 o'clock in the morning if my cat did anything wrong. So I won't call you if your kid does anything wrong. I will call you as soon as day breaks. So if anything happens, you'll get a call at 7 o'clock in the morning. And then we can go from there. Again, I don't anticipate having to call anyone because our kids are really good and they like each other for the most part. But be warned, if it does come to us having to call you, that's going to take place as soon as I can. We can. The phone call will come from Luke. Do you have anything else?
No, not really.
Okay.
I know, I talk forever. Okay, we do not want anybody to miss out on a single second of this weekend, but I know that there is one, possibly two children who have mandatory baseball practice, preacher's kid. Tanner will be driving down separately on Friday. after work. If your child absolutely cannot go down in the morning, I mean, my car is nicknamed the Jelly Bean, so like literally one more kid is all we could take. But I think Carter was one, and Ike. So if your kids absolutely cannot go down Friday morning, Tanner will be driving down separately, but that's only if you absolutely have to, because again, we don't want them to miss anything, but there is that. We do want them to be there, so if, even online, if there's, if you feel like they can't make it work, like, we will make it work, so.
Just let us know as soon as possible so that we can let Tanner know if he needs to get some car seats for your kids to snap them in, get a booster seat for them, make sure that it's a safe ride. The last thing that I have is just an open floor for you guys. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns? What you got, Jamie? Both.
Yeah, they just take it.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Smart woman. So yes, cash or card will work fine. Don't send them with a checkbook for two reasons. One, no one accepts checks. And two, they don't know what they are.
Let's be honest. My wife / co-youth pastor had to Google how to fill out a check this morning. So, I would be the one who would be having to fill out checks.
I had to pay the cell phone bill, and Brenda only accepts a check.
Yeah, my mom only accepts
And I had to Google how to write a check. They taught me that in like 10th grade. You know how long ago 10th grade was for me? I forgot it by now. Forever ago, says Jet. If you don't have my number, it is on the TV right now. Please take that down. Text me if you need me. I know a lot of you Facebook message me. That's totally fine too. I just don't get the notifications for that right away. I have my text set up to where when it pops up, it stays until I respond to it.
Yeah, you can text that number. You can reach out to us if you have Facebook. We're both on there. I get notifications if I get a message on there. Feel free to friend us if you're not friended with us on there.
Definitely friend me on Facebook.
It's fine.
You'll see all of my church check-ins.
Yeah, that's literally all the Facebook's for. We don't do any psycho-political posting on Facebook. It's just church related.
And everyone should also be part of our Amped page, where
Yes.
we're going to post anything that is necessary to be posted.
Yeah, and if you go onto that Amped page and you post something and it doesn't show up right away, we have that page locked where we have to approve every post that's on there. So if somebody does, it'll probably get approved later. Me and Kayla are pretty strict about that.
We're very strict.
Keeping people who shouldn't be on the page off the page.
It's for safety purposes.
We try to stay on top of that
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, is there any other questions about Winterfest or anything going on?
What's up? I think we're going to go to the same go-kart track because that was a lot of fun last year.
It had like an arcade
It had
with it.
go-kart, putt-putt, and an arcade. And it's super close to everything else. So we'll probably go there. Hang on, Justin. No.
No,
It's the one that's got like the three.
spiral one.
It's the track.
Yeah, the track.
It's got the
It's like right
spiral
on the main
thing.
strip.
They also have very fun little. You know how the Meyer has that pony that you can put the penny in and ride? They have those too. And Ike was really excited about that last year. He's part of the video. He's riding like a unicorn or something. It's hilarious. No,
No, we can find some pennies.
they're on the ground.
Yeah.
We'll still fountain.
Also, for frame of reference, if you're not aware of where, because I didn't know immediately where the conference center was down there. If you don't know where it's at, so if you want to Google Maps and look where the island is, where
Paula Dean's,
Paula Dean's and all
Jimmy
that is,
Buffett's.
it's right behind that. There's
Yeah.
a big parking lot, and then it's right there. It's right on the main strip in Gatlinburg.
And yeah, it's right there.
It's
The
right
parking lots connect. It's the same parking
lot
lot.
is connected between the two. So, as far as that's where we'll be.
Yeah.
One thing that also, just minor things that haven't been brought up, but worst case scenario, part of the reason why we have a cabin mom going, who, if something happens, kid gets really ill or something, and there needs to be a meet halfway to come pick them
Yes.
up, we can arrange that.
The halfway meeting point is going to be Buc-ee's in Richmond, Kentucky.
basically. Yeah.
That's just, that is
It's
about
not that far. That's the kind of the beauty of it. Also, it's not that far
Right.
away to where if somebody needs to come back, that can be done.
that will be arranged.
We can arrange that. We didn't have to last year. I don't anticipate it, but things happen. And if it does, we can work that out.
Yes.
And it'll be fine.
With illness, anything comes up, at the very bottom of your packing list, I do have medications down there. We're going to be packing a Benadryl in case anyone is allergic to the air, like Zyrtec or Claritin, ibuprofen, Tylenol. If your child has a prescription medication that they need to be taking every day, twice a day, whatever, give that to either me or Luke so that we can make sure that they are keeping to how they are supposed to take that, and that it doesn't get lost, or someone else finds it and is like, oh my gosh, these look like gummy bears, and they eat it instead, and then we have to really worry about something else.
Justin had a question.
Oh, I forgot.
Rude. Yes.
Yes,
It is
boy.
It is not a Publix at that point. It is still.
Yeah,
It is still
no,
a Kroger.
there is a Kroger. There is a
Publix.
Publix. It's
Yeah.
probably the last Kroger you'll see driving south.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That is where Becca is planning. She does like a Kroger pre-order.
Yes.
We're going to be getting the groceries through Kroger's. That's why the Kroger gift card was up
Yes.
there. It's the closest one because there is a Publix down there, but it is not as close as the Kroger.
The road our cabin is off of, if you turn at the Kroger, we're up that way. So it's the closest thing. And we will, again, be getting what you got. Okay. I am. Yes. Yes. I have. Yes.
She got you.
I got you. I got you. I will also make sure that we do not pack anything that has peanuts. I will make sure that we do not make peanut butter and chocolate chip pancakes. Do you want to kill Bella? Do you, Jet?
The no still. Is the answer.
No. Anybody, anything else? Going once. Going twice, April. Yeah. Does Ben still have his from last year? Because, okay, definitely check, because I had t-shirts made for everyone who did not have one. I will need to know, like, as soon as possible. With Becca being out of town, we're going to be wearing those Saturday. Okay, let me know as soon as possible. I can send it to you. That's fine. Just, I have one for her. With that being said, if your teen still needs, hang on, Ike. If your teen still needs an Amped t-shirt, if they did not go with us last year, we have the box here. Bella already has hers because it was the top one. Just come up here and I will make sure that your child gets the right size t-shirt. Anything else from anybody else? Once, Ike. We still got him a t-shirt. Yes. Do you need a new t-shirt, Ike? Okay. Okay. If you need a new t-shirt from last year, please let me know ASAP so I can get that handled. I did not think about children growing because
They do that.
why would I? I don't grow anymore. I don't think about children growing. Let me know ASAP so I can get that handled. Yes, today. Because if I have to order. Yes. Yeah, you can.
They live stream it.
Yes.
While we're down there.
We had some parents watching it last year with us. This year I will try to find the link so you don't have to do a lot of research. I'll try to put it on our Amped page so you guys can click the link and see what we're seeing. And maybe, if we're lucky, see your kids' faces. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, I'm done. I've talked too much. My mouth's dry.
Okay. That We'll talk.
That's on you, sister.
Okay.
We've got Pastor Aaron coming up right now. We have a question for you, sir.
We already asked him. We know his answer about Sunday church. I talked to him.
Nighttime? In the PM. Yeah. I will probably be here about 6. Okay. When we get back from Winterfest, Sunday night, we will be having service here Sunday night instead of a Sunday morning service here. We do have a Sunday morning service down in Tennessee, and then we'll come back here for Sunday night.
That also is really convenient for like picking up when
Yes.
that's the other. Hey, we'll take your kid, but how do you get them back? That is an important question. Because they don't fit in the mail very well to send them back to you.
They
So
don't.
it is best if you come.
Some of them would.
So if you, yeah, well, that was kind of how we did the pickup.
Yeah.
We come here at the church and have. There wasn't Sunday morning service that day. It was special because we warp so much around these teens. It's awesome.
I will say
that we altered service to that night, and
it was also a knockdown drag out.
it was awesome service.
It was
Very good
intense.
service.
It was good. You don't want to miss it. I promise you.
Also, because like 80% of the praise team is going to be down.
That's true.
And Tennessee while we're down there.
And
Also.
I mean, these kids come back fired up and ready to go. So last year we had kids praying for their parents up here,
That's awesome.
just like voluntarily. So it was good. We got to wrap this up. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So if your teen has not got a T-shirt for Amped, please come see me and Luke.
Oh yeah, we'll get that. And then the last thing is next week, Amped will be up here, and we're probably gonna have them pray over before we go down as a group.